Hello, welcome to Revenant Reads. I'm Vin, and this is the Edgar Allan Poe Tag. So this tag was created by Al over at Big Hard Books and Classics. He filmed his version with Greg from Another Bibliophile Reads. Al is one of the co-hosts for Octopoeber, along with Erica over at Passage of Time, where basically they are reading different stories from Edgar Allan Poe, and encouraging people to read them as well, or read things about Poe. Now, I read Poe, the complete works, essentially, a number of years ago, so I've been reading some nonfiction about Poe this year. But they have a Voxer group, and they tagged everybody in the Voxer group for the tag, and I was one of them. So thank you to you guys for both creating this and also tagging me. And here we go. It's just a couple very simple prompts, and I'm out here on a nice, cool fall day. You can see the leaves behind me, and you can see some other things behind me as well, but you might be able to hear the birds and the squirrels fighting. We have some red squirrels in the woods behind me that are constantly warring with the gray squirrels, so you're probably going to hear a lot of rustling behind me as I go, but we will press on. First question: what is your favorite Poe story? It's hard to say. I don't think I have a single favorite. I am fond of The Cask of Amontillado. I don't know if I'm saying that exactly correctly. I think it's a beautifully written revenge tale. I also do like Murders in the Rue Morgue. Very cool, very first detective story. And Mask of the Red Death is also one that I like quite a bit. But there are so many terrific Poe stories. I really can't choose a favorite exactly. He was a very versatile writer. I mean, of course, he's best known for his Gothic works and essentially what we would today call horror. But he also wrote, humor. He wrote satire. Sometimes he was actually pretty genuinely funny. He wrote a lot of stuff, and of course, a lot of literary criticism as well, some of which got him into trouble. But if you've only read the horror of Poe, then you know a lot of good stuff about Poe, but you don't know all of it. I encourage you to seek out some of the other stuff. Next, number 2, what is your favorite Poe poem? Of course, I love The Raven. My favorite might be The Raven. I also really do like Annabelle Lee. There is this, you got the repetition, but it really does kind of get to the sadness of what that is all about, and losing somebody. And he wrote that very late in life. Another one that I am fond of, at least the second half of it, I really like, is The Conqueror Worm, which was might have been Lygia. I think that's maybe the story that appears in. But I always even love that term, the conquering worm. I think that's great. 3, do you have a Poe t-shirt? I do not. I did at one point, back when I was a thinner man, when I could have fit into it, but no, I don't have a Poe t-shirt anymore. Not that I wouldn't be opposed to one. I would certainly like to get a nice Poe t-shirt. And number 4, that wasn't a lot of prompts. The last one is, how many Poe books do you currently have on your shelves? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 5 Poe books, and I'll show them to you. I guess first, I'll start with his fiction. I do have this is just an edition from 1927, I think. Just verify the year there. Yeah, this is from 1927, various Poe tales and poems. But the one that I actually read a couple of years back, the complete works, was this one. Edgar Allan Poe, Complete Tales and Poems. This was put out by Castle Books. It's quite a thick tome. I'm trying to remember if I read... Narrative of Gordon Pym is also in this. I couldn't remember if I read it in this or in a paperback. But so I have this for fiction. I do also have this, Readings on Edgar Allan Poe, literary companion series. So this is essentially literary criticism, dealing with Poe's stories. So I've leafed through this quite a bit. I just finished reading, about a week ago, this one. This is what I read for, well, I was already planning on reading it, but it ended up being a good fit for Octopoeber. and that is The Man of the Crowd, Edgar Allan Poe and the City by Scott Peoples. This was from Princeton University Press, which looked at Edgar Allan Poe and the various cities that he called home. He never really had a single home, but it basically looks at what was going on in those cities, what was going on with Poe, how the urban life might have influenced the stories he was writing at the time. And I thought this was very good, and it had a lot of pretty good photographs in here as well. So I like this quite a bit. And the last book that I have not read yet, and this is a biography of Poe. This is from University Press of Mississippi, I believe. So we got Poe by James Hutchison. If there is octpoeber again next year, I'll probably read this for that. But that's it. Those are my Poe books. And that is it. Those were all the prompts. Very quick tag. So, I will tag for this. I haven't been tagging a lot of people lately when I do tags, but they tagged a lot of people that I know would have read Poe. I'm going to tag Randy over at the Literate Texan, who I know used to actually own a horror bookstore, and I'm sure that he would be able to have some answers for this as well. And that is it. Yeah. If you've read any of those books, I'd love to hear your thoughts. And as always, thank you, BookTube.